I've never concerned myself much with international politics, but I have to admit, I found a kindred spirit in Peak Hegseth. We've got a few things in common. And besides the obvious, we both agree that women have no place in combat situations.
You don't like women in combat?
No.
Which is why I have a T-Rex-sized bone to pick with one of the most woke, unnecessarily hyper-feminist action movies in history. Terminator 2: Judgement Day. The film is set 11 years after the original and focuses on Skynet's attempt to kill John Connor while his mother Sarah must protect him alongside a reprogrammed T-800. Now, before I dissect this woke failure to sequel properly, I should point out that the film has some positives. The action scenes are absolutely bonkers, like when a full-size truck topples into the spillway. And of course, the highlight of the film is the iconic T-1000, a landmark achievement in special effects. Nowadays, it's common knowledge as to how CGI is rendered, but when the movie first came out, it wasn't that easy. We had to comb through magazines or watch one of my favourite shows, Movie Magic. Fun times. Unfortunately, the movie is bogged down by one single factor: Sarah Connor. She's often referred to as one of Hollywood's strong female characters, but in reality, she's just an overhyped Mary Sue. In the first film, she's an average waitress, who's obviously scared to death of the hulking machine out to kill her, and it takes the efforts of Kyle Reese from the future to keep her alive. And that makes sense. He's a battle-hardened soldier from a time where machines lurk around every corner trying to kill you. His experience in dealing with Skynet is instrumental to Sarah surviving at the end of the first film. And yet, Terminator 2 expects us to believe that in the years since her encounter with the T-800, Sarah has become a battle-hardened one-woman army. Gone are the girlish bangs and dresses, making way for a business hours ponytail, military pants, and combat boots. She's also pretty ripped this time around because God forbid a strong female character doesn't possess the traits of a man. She can do the job just as good as Future Man, with none of the same high-stakes training, because she's a woman. That's about as believable as Tatiana working at the strip club because she wants to pay her way through college. Kyle Reese's mission was to ensure the birth of Sarah's son, John Connor, who was always hyped up to be an incredible leader of the rebellion and would end up defeating the machines. Which of course begs the question, why wasn't John Connor the hero of Terminator 2? This would have been the perfect setup to see how he eventually becomes the tactical leader of the future, with him preparing since childhood to be on the lookout for these killer robots and memorize the means of destroying them. It will be similar to the Batman, where Bruce is kicking ass, but still has a way to go before he becomes the highly imposing Batman of legend. The only reason they didn't make John the hero is rather obvious. He's a straight white male. We know for a fact that Hollywood has a trend of demonizing this specific demographic, opting to either write them as incompetent in order to make the female lead look badass by comparison, or dispose of them entirely. No, we can't have any straight white dudes headlining films in Hollywood. It's damn near unconstitutional, don't you know? To make matters worse, the pink-haired land whales and soy boys who pass for filmmakers in Hollywood these days quickly closed the door on that one. We could have seen John eventually rise to prominence in a future installment. After all, there's a lot that happened between Kyle Reese's travelling back through time in the eventual final battle against Skynet. Terminator Salvation gave us a small look at what that could be, but the movie revolves more around Marcus Wright. But no, they put a stop to that genius idea in Dark Fate.
I'll be back.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, congratulations. You belong to the 99% of the population who never bothered watching this movie, and trust me, you're better off for it. If anyone ever questioned the existence of stupidity, Terminator Dark Fate will be the peer-reviewed study that proves them wrong. There are a lot of dumb things in this film, but the dumbest by far is that they kill off John Connor, and the way they do it is just a spit in the face of anyone who's ever called himself a Terminator fan. 15 years and 5 movies worth of clear of a message. For humanity to survive, John Connor must survive. For he is the one who will put an end to all the mechanical maliciousness. 15 years of protagonists being on the run and having to find clever ways to elude their cold-hearted assassins, or destroy them in worst-case scenarios, providing top-tier suspense that has kept this franchise running like a well-oiled machine. only for some Duke Nukem looking T-800 to casually waltz in and undo that in mere seconds. I'm sure someone must have brought up how insipid this all is to producer James Cameron in the hopes that he would swiftly change it. But instead, Jimmy was like, nah, it'll be fine. Now, when I saw Dark Fate in the theater, I almost walked out of this scene. But I figured, this is Jimmy Cameron, and it's his baby. Surely there'll be a twist at the end ensuring John's survival. Nope. Instead, we're treated to 90 minutes of a female cyborg who requires regular booster shots so often that it defeats the purpose of her serving as a protector to anyone. Very much like how women can't possibly be soldiers if they're swapping out menstrual pads every month. To top it off, John is replaced as a chosen by a DI Mary Sue, Danny. Female, chick. Minority, chick. Portrayed as superior to the straight white male, she's replacing chick. What the fuck? Dark Fate may be the final nail in the franchise's coffin, but it was Terminator 2 that pulled the trigger. Hopefully, when the pink-haired Landwells and soy boys are chased out of Hollywood, someone will find Jimmy's balls and reboot the franchise into what it was always meant to be. The Adventures of John, straight white male Connor. Alright, story is over. Get out.